Northwest Province. This week, a court found that the decision of the ANC's National Executive Committee to disband the provincial leadership of the Northwest Province was unlawful. In April last year, the national leadership dissolved the provincial leadership, which was led by the former Premier, Supra Mahumapelo. It instituted an interim task team to lead that province. Mahumapelo himself was appointed to the task team, but he withdrew from it. This week's ruling technically means he's back in the leader's chair in the province, although the ANC says it intends to appeal. Well, to discuss, we're joined by Ntlantla Kgatlhane from the SABC. You've been following what's happening at Luthuli House, but a lot of it behind closed doors, Ntlantla.
Yes, good evening, Francis. Just to talk about what happened today and what led to this is that we know that in a quest to find a political solution, the ANC saw it fit to have this meeting. The meeting involves the disgruntled PEC, or disbanded one, and the current leadership. And this was influenced by the court's ruling during this week, whereby it ruled that the ANC's action to disbanding the PEC was unfair, unlawful, and against the party's constitution. So the ANC saw it fit to have this meeting this weekend. So
the president is in Ethiopia. We've just been talking about that. So this led by the deputy president. Who's all there?
Yes, like the ANC announced during this week that it had appealed the decision by the court, and also it appointed or rather assigned the rapid response team to try and deal with this issue, just to find a political solution. And we know that this team is led by a senior NEC member, the Deputy President David Mabuza. We also know that the SG is also there, Isma Khashula, the DSG is also there, Jesse Duarte, and earlier we also saw the man himself, Supra Mahumapelo, going in, and also the members from both sides of the PAC.
So this may play out in the courts, but the fact that they're meeting, does this suggest that both sides may be looking for a political solution?
I think so, but remember what Supra said during this week, that, especially when the question was asked that, but your term as the PAC was just coming to an end on the 13th of February, and he said that not for him, it was not only about going back to office, but just to ensure that the ANC going forward, it does things in the rightful way. We know that he was speaking to us, and he said that also he refused to be the part of the task team, mainly because he did not believe that to disbanding the PEC was the right thing to do.
He says he wants to serve at the pleasure of the ANC, but he took the NEC to court. Somewhat contradictory.
Yeah, that it is contradictory, but like he said, the man himself, that it was always about the principle itself. I mean, the court, for him, effect that the court also saw flaws in how the things were done, or rather how the disbandment came about.
So because of this court ruling, now he's technically back as chairman of the Northwest Province, although that may be disputed if there's an appeal. Yeah. But he had resigned already as premier, I think, before this all played out. Just remind us of the ructions in that province before we got to that point.
If we remember last year, what led to the disbandment was the violent protest that took place across the province, the Northwest Province, of a lot of people demanding him that, he should step down. They were very unhappy with his leadership. But the ruling does not really mean that, especially after the action taken by the ANC to appeal, doesn't mean he's the chairperson now. I think that
it's still in dispute.
Yes.
What is the best solution, do you think, given the fact that elections are coming up? Yeah. A lot of talk that this could be losing votes for the ANC in the province.
ANC has been talking a lot about renewing itself and justifying itself back where it was. A political solution, I think, it will be reached here, whereby we find that, during this meeting, that they will talk about a way forward. We know that we won't get any communique from the meeting about the meeting itself. They say that they have to report to the NWC and the NEC, and the only communication that we'll get will be after they have engaged the senior leadership.
Okay, so we as media in the country wait to see what happened between the ANC's national leadership and the Northwest Province. Thank you. That was the SABC's Ntlantla Kgatlhane. Now, the